sunlight spills across the royal palace gardens, illuminating a landscape meticulously cared for by diligent servants. The air hums with the quiet industry of gardeners, each movement precise, maintaining the king's idyllic sanctuary. Emerald lawns stretch towards sculpted hedges, a testament to the kingdom's order and prosperity. Fountains gurgle and splash, their crystal waters reflecting the bright sky above, adding to the serene ambiance. Flowers bloom in vibrant hues, their colors carefully arranged to soothe the eye and lift the spirit. Peace hangs heavy in the air, a subtle hint of the king's benevolent hand guiding his realm with care. The throne room dazzles with gold and jewels, a testament to royal power and wealth. A lone servant kneels, a stark figure against the opulent backdrop. His body trembles, betraying a deep-seated fear and desperation. The weight of an unpayable debt crushes him. Each glittering surface seems to mock his hopeless plight. Silence hangs heavy, broken only by the servant's ragged breaths. In the majestic throne room, a servant kneels, hands clasped, his plea a desperate whisper. "Your Majesty, I beg you, please have mercy." The servant's words echo, filled with raw despair. The king's face, a map of weariness and wisdom, betrays a fleeting moment of compassion. The weight of the kingdom presses upon him as steely resolve hardens his gaze. A profound decision dawns, the fate of the realm hanging in the balance. In the grand throne room, the king gestures, his expression magnanimous as he prepares to make an unprecedented decree. A collective gasp sweeps through the assembled court, echoing through the ornate hall. The king declares the servant's overwhelming debt completely forgiven, his words resonating with power and mercy. The servant trembles, a wave of disbelief and overwhelming joy washing over him. Tears stream down his weathered face as he stammers, "Your Majesty, I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart," he whispers, bowing deeply in gratitude. The forgiven servant walks with newfound lightness, the weight of debt lifted. He almost floats through the bustling town. A palpable sense of relief washes over him as he takes in the vibrant sights and sounds of the marketplace. His face is etched with a serene joy, a stark contrast to the burden he carried just moments before. He moves with a newfound freedom, weaving effortlessly through the throngs of people. But this brief moment of joy is ephemeral, a fleeting calm before an impending storm. Amidst the lively chaos of the town street, a servant's face brightens with recognition. Hopeful anticipation quickly turns to grim resolve as he closes in on his target. His expression hardens, a stark contrast to the joyful atmosphere around him. In a sudden, forceful move, he seizes the other servant by the arm. The bustling street fades into background, the focus now on the intense confrontation. The air crackles with unspoken tension as the two servants face off. On a dusty town street, a fellow servant kneels, hands clasped, begging for mercy. "Please, have mercy. I swear I'll repay every coin," he cries out, desperate. The forgiven servant stares down, his face unreadable, a silent judgment. Tension hangs heavy in the air as the kneeling man awaits his fate. In the town street, the forgiven servant hardens, signaling to the guards with a cruel resolve. The guard sees the fellow servant, his pleas and struggles echoing in the sudden chaos. Impassively, the forgiven servant watches as his former friend is dragged toward the looming prison. Bystanders gasp, their faces etched with shock and dawning disapproval at the unfolding scene. Worried whispers ripple through the crowd as onlookers exchange uneasy glances. A silent judgment. Inside the opulent royal palace, hushed whispers ripple as bystanders witness a servant's actions. Indignant voices rise, relaying the tale of the servant's deed to the attentive king. The king listens, his regal posture unwavering as the gravity of the situation unfolds. A shadow begins to darken his eyes. Each word spoken etches deeper lines of concern and impending judgment on his face. The air thickens with unspoken tension, the weight of royal decision imminent. Sunlight floods the royal throne room through arched windows, illuminating the king on his ornate throne. A stern expression hardens the king's face as he sits in judgment. The forgiven servant strides confidently into the radiant throne room. Unaware of the king's hidden knowledge, the servant approaches the throne. In the radiant throne room, the king stands tall, his shimmering attire reflecting his imposing authority. His gaze pierces the trembling servant, a storm of disappointment and anger brewing within. The servant shrinks under the king's scrutiny, unable to meet his gaze, guilt etched on his face. "I forgave you an immense debt," the king booms, his voice resonating with betrayed trust. "And yet, you could not extend the same mercy?" The king's words hang heavy, a damning indictment. Upon his ornate throne, the king's gaze hardens, his face an unreadable mask of royal authority and cold command. With a dismissive wave, he retracts his pardon, sealing the servant's fate with a gesture. The servant kneels on the cold stone, disbelief twisting into horror as his miscalculation dawns. The king orders his guards, the chilling decree echoing through the throne room, a death knell to the kneeling servant. In the cold heart of a prison cell, an unforgiving servant is swallowed by darkness and regret. The chilling air hangs heavy, each breath a reminder of his solitude. Stone walls imprison more than just his body. They cage his spirit. Despair echoes, a symphony of sorrow bouncing off the unyielding stone. Each sound amplifies his isolation, a haunting reminder of his choices. A stark prison cell. Cold stone walls seem to close in on the lone figure. The air hangs heavy with despair. Flashback. A regal king, benevolent and radiant, addresses a humble servant in a sunlit royal court. Back in the cell, the servant sits hunched, a statue of unforgiving resentment carved from shadows and regret. The stark contrast underscores the servant's bitterness against the king's past generosity. On a tranquil hillside, Jesus sits among his disciples, the serene landscape bathed in the sun's golden light. A warm glow envelops the scene as Jesus prepares to share profound wisdom. With calm authority, Jesus begins to unravel the parable's hidden depths. His voice resonates gently, guiding his followers through layers of meaning. In the serene countryside, Jesus concludes his teaching, his voice echoing with forgiveness, his expression earnest and full of compassion. His words emphasize forgiving others from the heart. Disciples surround him, their faces contemplative as they absorb the profound message. The camera slowly pans out, capturing the landscape and the disciples. A lasting impression of mercy and grace lingers like a gentle breeze through the countryside.